Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And today I want to do a card reading on Mike Pence. I've sort of avoided doing readings on him. I don't really cotton to his energy. There's something about him that seems unsettling to me. He seems to be wrapped very tight, certainly with all that religious dogmatism that he purports to believe in, and his real distrust or dislike of women and their power, especially their sexual power. I mean, he calls his wife mother, and in a way it sort of obstructs that sexual energy, right, that he might have with his mother. So it's very, very, very strange. And he seems to be very really a sycophant, I guess, with Trump. But lately he's been pretty quiet. He has a low profile. Trump wanted his chief of staff, and the chief of staff said, "No, I have a young family. I'm going to go back. I'm leaving Washington." So I feel as though that wanting Pence's chief of staff somehow put a wall between them that wasn't there before. So that's very interesting. But I want to see what he's up to, what he's thinking, what's going on with him. And we'll see what the cards show. So I'm using the Tarot of the Spirit, mainly because I'm in my dining room and that's what happens to be here. So we'll use the Tarot of the Spirit for Mike Pence. Okay, the immediate environment. Okay, so he's seeing what's coming. He's getting the big picture. He's aware. He's taking a higher perspective. So he kind of sees the battles that are coming. So he's very, very aware of sort of where everything stands at this time. Let's see what's crossing this. Okay, the emotional tumult. So he doesn't really know how to feel about it. He's confused about it. He's emotional about something. There's something that has sort of swirled up his emotions. He's trying to get a view on that. It's interesting because this card, we can see the eye is moving up toward the heavens, so that would be spirit. So that's some place where he's very much comfortable with. He's comfortable looking up to God, right? God, what should I do? All this other stuff. And that looking up to God, that fire vibration, is actually the masculine energy. So he's looking up and asking for help, perhaps from spirit. And then what's crossing him is his need to look down into the lower realms, the feminine, the emotional part of himself. And so he's really struggling emotionally as he's trying to ask for guidance from spirit, I would say. Let's see what's at the root of this. Okay, so at the root of this we have deep emotions. This is the Father of Water card, or the King of Cups card. And, some people see this as Putin. I guess that's possible, but this feels more to me like his own emotions. He has to come to terms with some feelings that he has, and that's at the root of this. And this card is also the shadow vibration for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's shadow really it's a 37-1 vibration. It's connected with the King of Cups. In the Tree of Life, it's in the place called Hokmah, which is divine masculine. And for Donald Trump, because it's a 1 vibration, his shadow is that he can't see beyond his own nose. And so I think that Pence is dealing with that energy about Trump. And then I think he's also dealing with his own emotional feelings about something. Let's see what's in the past. Okay, we have the Sister of Winds. This is the Page of Swords. This is the truth coming out. So there's a truth coming out. This could just be all the things that the Mueller investigation is uncovering. Um, and he is going to be connected to that because he was part of the transition team. And so there are things that he knows. Will that uh, put him in jail or something like that? No. Could it prevent him from becoming president? Yes, I guess. If Trump leaves and he's indicated in some way. He doesn't strike me as the type of person who could just say, "Oh well, I just had to do it." Like Trump's like there's no sense of ethics. I think this man does have a sense of ethics, but it's all tied up in his religious stuff. So we'll see how that works. All right, let's see what's in the sky for Pence. The Empress. Yikes! The most scary thing for him, the mother, the goddess energy. It's funny he calls his wife mother, right? So there's this fertility, this sensuality that's all over the place for him. Like just it's in the ethers. It's like the air he's breathing right now. So that's a very interesting card to be up there for him. I'm sure it's very uncomfortable. Let's have you the immediate future for him. All right, we have sorrow. He's really struggling about an emotional thing. I'm wondering if he has an emotional connection to his chief of staff. Maybe losing his chief of staff is causing him a lot of being emotionally distraught. And perhaps he would not have lost his chief of staff if Trump hadn't asked for him to be his chief of staff, right? So I wasn't expecting these cards. How other people see this. Okay, so he's at the bottom. People don't, this is Nader. This is the Five of Pentacles. People see him as losing something of value to himself. Losing something of value. Perhaps losing his position as Trump loses his position. Let's see his domestic situation. Okay, so this is the Eight of Swords. In the other decks, it's the woman. She's got the blindfold. She's got her hands tied behind her back. She's all tied up. She's walking through the swords. This card is really about feeling trapped. There's a sense of feeling trapped. That there's all this energy, but it's not actually making it into, I feel like it's all up here and it's not making it into the body. He sort of walled himself off somehow. So he is really struggling mentally as well as emotionally here. Hopes and fears. This card is about illumination, sudden illumination, things coming out. There's a part of him that wants that, wants it to be, everything to be out in the open. And of course, he probably fears that as well. This is also, it's the lightning flash from spirit. And so he does have that, that rather Christian Armageddon kind of consciousness that many Christians carry, although he is Catholic and they're not as much into the Armageddons, right, as the evangelicals. Is he an evangelical or is he a Catholic? I thought he was like an Opus Dei. I should probably know this, but I stay away from that because maybe it's past lives getting burned at the stake, or not having a good relationship with the church and those kind of people in past lives. I kind of avoid that. Let's see the outcome. Okay, we have the Power card. So the key to power is have a keyhole here. So he has a glimpse into power if he looks through the keyhole. Okay, but power has its own box. All right, so it is very possible that he will be, as Trump comes down, he will be put into the presidency. Let's see what else we have. We have the Nine of Swords. That's anxiety. We have the Mother of Fire. There's the Mother again. And we have the Hanged Man. And so even if he takes power, I feel like he won't have a lot of ability. His hands will be tied again. There's this sense of his hands being tied. And that is also the card of sacrifice. And if he is in fact a Catholic, right, isn't that the greatest thing you can do? Sacrifice yourself for some greater cause. So maybe he'll get his wish in that respect. Let's see what's underneath. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Form here. And so there's an opportunity for him for a new beginning. The potential for something new. All right. As far as money and maybe another job and stuff. So he's actually, I think, going to be okay. I think he will get the president, but I think he won't have a lot of power if he's in there. His hands will be tied. There'll be things that he can't do or can't act upon. Maybe he sees himself as the savior of the United States, the moral arbiter of the United States after Trump goes out. I don't know, but this guy is wound pretty tight because he's having a hard time. He has to come to terms with some deep feelings that he has that I don't know, he's wrapped pretty tight. It doesn't look like he's loosening it up anytime soon. So, well, I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. If you have any other questions, I know there were a couple of questions that came down about what's going on in North Carolina and Wisconsin. I will ask about that. Okay? All right. I know about Wisconsin, but I don't know that much about North Carolina. So let me see if I can do a little research on that, just read up on it a bit. I don't want to sound like I don't know anything. Sometimes it's better not to know anything because then you can simply go by the cards, but I always do a little better, I think, with some information. So I will be back with that. Okay, have a great day. Bye.